بچه ها سلام. تو این ویدیو 2 تا خبر از خبررسانی ویای رو میخوایم با هم ببینیم. عنوان اولین خبر این هستش: First woman is reported cured of HIV. اولین زن بهبود یافته از HIV گزارش شد.
A patient in the United States with the disease leukemia has become the first woman to be cured of HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. The patient received stem cells from a donor. Stem cells are special cells that can become any kind of cell in the body. The donor was naturally resistant to HIV, researchers told reporters Tuesday. The woman has been described as a 64-year-old woman of mixed race. Her case was presented at the Conference on Retroviruses and Opportunistic Infections in Denver, Colorado. It is the first case involving the use of blood from the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord connects a pregnant mother to her fetus. Use of umbilical blood is a somewhat new method. Doctors are considering making the treatment available to more people. The woman had been receiving the umbilical cord blood to treat her leukemia. Leukemia is a cancer that starts in blood-forming cells in bones. Since receiving the treatment, the woman has been in remission. She has been free of HIV for 14 months. She has not needed HIV treatments known as antiretroviral therapy. The two earlier cases in which patients were cured happened in males who had received adult stem cells. Adult stem cells are often used in bone marrow transplants. This is now the third report of a cure in this setting, and the first in a woman living with HIV, said Sharon Lewin in a statement. She is soon to be the head of the International AIDS Society. The woman's case is part of a larger study led by Dr. Yvonne Bryson of the University of California, Los Angeles, and Dr. Deborah Persad of Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. It is being financially supported by the U.S. government. The study aims to follow 25 people with HIV who receive a transplant with stem cells taken from umbilical cord blood for the treatment of cancer and other serious conditions. Patients in the study first receive treatment to destroy cancerous cells. Doctors then transplant stem cells from individuals with a genetic mutation which makes them resistant to HIV. Scientists believe the patients receiving the transplant will develop an immune system resistant to HIV. Lewin said bone marrow transplants do not cure most people living with HIV. But she said the report confirms that a cure for HIV is possible and further strengthens using gene therapy as an effective way to cure HIV. The study suggests that an important part of the treatment's success was using HIV-resistant cells. Taken together, these three cases of a cure post-stem cell transplant all help in discovering the parts of the transplant that were important to a cure, Lewin said. I'm Dan Novak.
خب بچه ها، این از خبر اول. بریم سراغ خبر دوم. عنوان خبر دوم این هستش بچه ها: Ukraine thanks boy father who used drone to locate Russian tanks. اوکراین از پسر و پدری که از هواپیمای بدون خلبان برای یافتن محل تانک های روسی استفاده کردن تشکر کرد.
They were not soldiers, but a 15-year-old Ukrainian boy and his father from a village outside of Kyiv won praise for their work to help the military. In the early days of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Andriy Pokrasa and his father, Stanislav, used a drone to take photos of a long line of Russian tanks moving to Kyiv. The father and son then sent the photos and the location of the tanks to Ukraine's army. Within minutes, they told the Associated Press, Ukrainian artillery shells hit and destroyed the invading forces. They said, during the week of February 24th, they repeatedly sent the drone up to take photos and send information to the Ukrainian military. Stanislav said, he knows how to fly the drone, but Andriy is the better pilot. They knew they could have been captured or killed if Russian soldiers found out. These were some of the scariest moments of my life, Andriy said. The Pokrasas did not know how many targets were hit based on their information, but the father said there were more than 20 Russian military vehicles destroyed, among them fuel trucks and tanks. As the battle for control outside of Kyiv increased, Ukrainian soldiers urged the Pokrasa family to leave their village, which Russian troops eventually occupied. Stanislav, like all adult men under 60, had to stay in Ukraine. Andriy left the country with his mother to finish school in Poland, but now they are back as the fighting is centered in Ukraine's east. I was happy that we destroyed someone, Andriy said. I was happy that I contributed, that I was able to do something, not sitting and waiting. I'm Dan Friedel.